Good day and welcome to your Synastry chart reading. So, first and foremost, thank you for your patience. And secondly, I am going to hide this control because I hate it. So, what we are getting into today, right? So, let me start with the long version of understanding how this works. So, your chart is represented on the inside here, right? And your inquiry, as I named her, is labeled out here on the outside. Both of these charts represent the way that your biospiritual DNA works. So, you remember in school when they taught us that we're made up of protons, neutrons, molecules, atoms, and things of that nature, right? Essentially, we are condensed static. We can only see each other because of the way the light reflects and other weird quantum physics type things, right? So, with that being said, we work like radio receivers. We give off a frequency and we can also receive another frequency from other people. This works sort of kind of in the same way as when you recognize someone is lying to you, but you don't have any evidence, but you can feel it. That's because your radio picked up on the vibration of what was coming off of the other person's energy. That is what we are going to be looking at today. Your energy, as I said, was represented on the inside, and her energy is represented on the outside. From this chart, we can see where you guys know each other in past lives, how your energies intermingle with each other in this lives, but also the sort of scenes that you are meant to play out in each other's life in this life. So I'm going to look at this chart, but then I'm also going to look at one called the composite. The composite chart is sort of kind of like the energetic baby that you guys make when y'all come together, and it lays out the blueprint for the relationship, what's supposed to happen in this lifetime and how it's supposed to sort of come together. So I did read back over the message you initially sent me about you meeting and feeling like you knew her from somewhere. There was just something really mesmerizing, if you will, right? So that's where I'm going to start. Her Venus is in 12th, right? This means for her, love has been hard to attain. It's been sort of fleeting to her, and it's very karmic, right? That connects directly to you. This is your sun. You shine on the love that she gave away in another life. You see how your Venus is here also, conjunct her Venus. This was meant for you to be sparked by seeing her like immediately because this is a past life relationship. From what I can see here, it appears that you both were a part of the same type of, do I want to say league? It's royal. That I feel, but like you guys were both royal, but you weren't allowed to marry each other, right? For some reason, maybe your tier was lower. And I'm going to go around the rest of the chart and sort of break that down because I do see that y'all have like several binding factors together in this life. But this area with your Venus, your value, what you want in love, where you're going to receive love in this life is the first thing that stood out for me. You shine a light on something that for her has been very hard to reach. It appears based upon her 12th house, which is the house of things that are left over from the past life, that she was the male in the last life, and she had many regrets about how things ended between both of you guys. So I am going to start over here on your ascendant, your first house, and work my way around so we can get a full understanding of what is going on here, because this is very interesting. And I find it like so amazing that you recognized her, that you felt her energy like that, because a lot of males really aren't attuned. Like they might see a girl and be like, I don't know why I liked her, but you had so much detail. So that was awesome. So let's get cracking. Your first house, who you are as a person, who you appear to be to the world. That is where your north node is. What's important about this is your south node is in seventh. This means in this life, you want to clear up something about the marriage that you had before. It appears that in that last relationship, you because I really am feeling like you were the feminine, especially because your moon is here. Your moon represents femininity, also family, but I believe you were the woman in the last life. And because it's in Pisces, you melted completely into your partner. You gave your life in totality, but you did not get to know what it was like to be self. So in this life, you had to go through a lot of losing yourself in relationships, but also losing relationships because you wanted to know what it was like to step into self, right? After you finally got the hang of being with self and you learned how to take care of self, especially on a health basis, I guess I should say, in your day to day life, right? Because you were so used to taking care of somebody else on a regular basis that you were really having a hard time being by yourself when you were feminine. In this life, you're stepping into a more practical earth energy of every day. You come up with your own schedule, you take care of yourself, right? Then you would be allowed to come back to this mid thing and have the family that you wanted and merge with your partner again. But you'll always have the skill of knowing what it's like to be independent, which was not the case. So with your north node in your first house, it lands in her Sixth house. This is significant because the sixth house is today, the house of daily life. This person is coming from being your past life partner, past life husband, and that's backed up by the fact that her son, which is who she is, right? Uh, and her Jupiter, which represent a father figure, a male figure, are in your seventh house of marriage. This was definitely your partner last time. So you absolving, I'm gonna say a little bit, there was some violence, controlling behavior that occurred here. But in this life, y'all are moving to being a part of each other's life on a daily basis. That's what the sixth house, everyday life. But also, you sort of kind of want to be a part of her life on an everyday basis. You want to be helpful. You want to be of service, right? So next we have her moon. Her moon is in Libra. That's another sign that she was really, really serious about merging with her partner from the past life. For you, that lands in your second house, right? Your second house is of things, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's of things you own, things that you feel possessive of, things that are your property. So her home, but also her emotional foundation brings value to you. It helps give bonus points to how you feel as a person. I guess I don't want to say trophy wife, but something about her beauty, her emotional beauty, her femininity really helps you feel like, man, I am great. I am blessed. So with your Chiron, this is the wound that you have in your life. And for you, it appears not having a partner was sort of a wound, which is something that is a recurring theme in your chart. You really miss your other part, is what you are going to be able to heal and use that thing that you have healed to assist her on her daily basis. She has also been dealing with the same thing, the same feeling of missing their partner, because she used to have you who took care of everything for her. And in this life, she's been having to karmically be very, very independent. So when you guys get a chance to sit down and have conversations, I'm pretty sure that will come up, how her relationships have been really touch and go. And she's been on her own for a very long time having to deal with that. But with your Chiron, your wounded healer in her sixth house, you have the ability to show her what a partnership is actually supposed to be about. Sorry about that in the background. Next, we have Mars in second. Now, her Mars is in Scorpio, but it's turned inward. So her sex drive, her feelings about sexuality, I don't want to put her completely out there because I'm going to assume like she's a lady. It seems like she's a very classy chick, right? So her Mars in your second house, it drives you to earn money. It drives you to build your assets, because that's also what she's into. She would like to take the money she has and flip it without having to do a bunch of extra work. Like, you guys want to use your intelligence together to create things. And that part of her helps inspire you to do the same, because this is your second house of how you earn money also. Next, we have her Lilith. This is her dark feminine energy, right? That spicy part of her that won't back down. It's in communication, and that's where it hits for you. So just know, if you guys ever argue, she has some words for you. But that is right next to her part of fortune, something about her sex appeal. The part of her that won't allow anybody to be with her is her sprinkle of luck, because she's technically been saving herself for marriage. Even if she's been in relationships, so she's been sexual in relationships, she has not completely opened up as she would for her husband. That is what she's waiting for. And that is backed up by, look where her Chiron is, her wound is. Seventh house. That's the same as Chiron in Libra, because the seventh house rules Libra. She has been having to deal with the wound of not having a partner, and the fact that her partner is her sprinkle of luck, her part of fortune, the thing that makes her life easier. Also, the transformation that will occur in her life, which is this Pluto, is when she meets her soulmate. This could be somebody from a foreign land, where y'all move to a foreign land. It could be a partner that is of a different nationality, could even be the case here. But look, your Pluto, which is your power, your ability to transform, changes her wound. The same way your wound helps heal her her issues with partnership. Literally, you heal her issues with partnership in two areas because of this. Her very own wound and your wound in her Libra house. So it's like you guys have been missing each other and you didn't even know. So over here, we have the fifth house. This is what you enjoy for fun, flings, entertainment, but romance, right? You see this Neptune on Neptune, although this is generational. And if you're around the same age, typically Neptune, it moves so freaking slow. It's near each other. But in your case, this is karma on karma. Both of the energies from your 12th house are spilling out here. So everything about what you enjoy for fun, for dating, and all that stuff shows up in her reputation. This makes sense for if you guys are a couple that other people see together. So this palace is your unique genius. which is in connecting strange dots in astrology and all that stuff, right? That is right next to your Uranus, which is how you get quick insights. So from the moment she stepped into your bubble, which is this whole thing, her Neptune, which is her ability to transmit I said missions, energy and messages, pinged your quick genius. Because I was wondering how you noticed her so quick. So as soon as she came in your area, all of this said, I know you. You are my love. You are my romance. Because the fifth house also, when Neptune is in it, represents somebody who is able to find their true love in this life. So her Uranus, which is her lightning fast ability to recognize things, happens when she starts to learn from you in some way, shape, or form. You were a father figure in another life, or a mentor or a guru to her, but you will still be in this life. This is backed up by the fact that her South Node is right here next to your Jupiter. So you're going to help her understand your past together more, where you came from, because y'all came from the same group of people. And I think you said something about meeting amongst friends, but that's where you're meant to start in this life. She's meant to actually take the North Node to your fifth house. This is your house of self. Having children, being creative together. This is a one-on-one relationship that this was meant to turn into. With your Jupiter in her 11th, you are going to expand her network, her friends group, and her wishes and dreams, right? So next we have her Mercury, the way her mind works, right in your descendant. This is somebody whose mind belongs in your partnership house with it conjunct your moon. This means y'all have a telepathic connection. Like, I guess very clearly because y'all ended up talking and she gave you her birth time, but this is a telepathic connection. So that even when your humans don't know what's going on and you're talking to each other, your souls are like negotiating. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys had dreams about meeting each other before it even happened. Now we're back around to that area where I wanted to really get into. So Saturn, the contract you have in this life, right? Yours is to helping her expand and grow beyond what she has just learned or dealt with karmically in this life, because everything before you has been something she's had to clear out from other times. Over here, we have her Saturn, which is her contract, which is next to your mind. So it's bringing you peace in some way, shape, or form. Also teaching you things about developing your assets because it's in the eighth house. You guys sort of made an agreement in some way, shape, or form, where she brings you information that helps you grow financially and you help her grow as a person. And together, you guys work on things sort of business wise. Not to say that it's not a romantic relationships, but you really impact each other's career just being a support system. So now I'm going to look at the composite, which is that pie we were talking about. So this is beautiful. I hope you've been talking to her, maybe even though you were nervous, right? So I just said you guys were making a business together, right? Or encouraging each other, because a lot of what I saw in your chart was you guys wanting to have a legacy together, a legacy where your family was known for a business, or maybe that you were able to pass a business on to your children, right? Moon in Capricorn. That's a family business. And within a sixth house, that means every day on a day-to-day basis, y'all are going to be working on building your legacy, building things for the future. What's great about this moon is the ruler of your chart. Cancer rising for a couple means family rising. And then y'all have Leo right here, which is a part of the first house, how y'all are sort of appearing to people. So this is a family, a royal family. This goes back to what I was saying about you. Y'all used to be royal. Maybe sometimes y'all were able to get together. Maybe sometimes y'all were on different stations, but you guys have went through hundreds of other combinations where y'all did not get to be together. And then y'all got together and then y'all were having combinations where it failed. And this is the one where y'all are supposed to be getting it right. The majority of the issues that you guys had to do with communication and being religiously controlled by I don't want to say just your parents, but it was the people that you came from, other people who were trying to block y'all. And I say that because as a couple, your South Node is in Pisces and ninth. That's religious things, right? With it in Pisces, this means y'all were absolving something, right? So once y'all get together and start discussing things, this Palace, which is your unique genius, and Jupiter, which is expansion and growth through experience, will both blow up. Like y'all will both have pieces to this puzzle about your past, and it'll help propel you here, which is your North Node, which y'all are trying to do in this life to grow. So the soulmate marker is here in Virgo. Y'all are healing your soulmate partnership through better communication. With your part of fortune in Libra right here in third, a partnership of communication, but it'll also work for your business. This is your sprinkle of luck. Like you guys just bouncing ideas off of each other does so much for you. And what's great about this is 2 degrees is a supreme power degree. If you look up 2 degrees or second degree in astrology, you'll see y'all have the ability to pull more money towards each other as a couple than you would be as individuals. I hope that makes sense. Like y'all make more together. Your power is stronger together. So over here we have your fourth house, which is really exciting for me to be excited for you guys because this is the house of home, right? This is the ruler of your chart. This is where your Mars is. So your drive in this relationship is in creating a luxurious home. And by that, I mean like something aristocratic, like paintings, fine art, fine dining, somebody playing a piano, but also your Lilith is here. So you guys will have a very healthy sexual relationship within the marriage, right? Over here, that's what that Scorpio is at the end. There will be things that you guys enjoy uncovering together, like occult, magic, talking about taboo topics. But most of the time, it's about you guys working together, creating a business, creating a family, just bringing balance to both of your family lines with this going on here. So this fifth house, right? This is the self-expression of the relationship. Because keep in mind, this chart represents you guys together as one and how your energies mesh. So your wound, or the wound that y'all will be overcoming here, has to do with both of your sexuality, right? Expressing what you desire, trying new things together, right? I'll say that because Pluto here is the ruler of Scorpio. Things will change with experience through that part of your relationship. Let me just say that even having children will change as you guys start experiencing more. And you might even adopt kids at some point with this going on here. The sixth house, your day-to-day life for you guys is traveling, creating a business, being an inspiration to others, and being moguls. What's exciting about the seventh house, which is your marriage house, is you have Neptune here. Once again, that's karmic marriage, a marriage owed to you from another life, but also there's a fairy tale aspect to this relationship. Once again, this connects to friendship because of Aquarius, but over here, Uranus, radical change. Both of your networks will expand once you are a couple. This goes into the eighth house. The eighth house is how you multiply your assets without necessarily putting in much work. This is like real estate, flip or flop, stock market, those sort of things. This for you guys would be really good online or across seas, wherever that is for you both. Now I'm going to skip this ninth house because we just went over that. But this 10th house, this is amazing because this is the house of what you want to be known to the world for, your career, which is really important for you guys because Cancer, Cancer moon, I'm sorry, Capricorn, Capricorn moon, which is ruled by Cancer. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn in the 10th house. So here, you will both maintain your individuality, as I said in the beginning. Aries is all about self, right? But you guys will both share your minds as individuals, but being a team, you will work together seamlessly. Like I'm trying to think of a really good example of a couple, but I don't think there is one I can think of off top where two people have their own complete individual personality, but they really stand out as a couple. Like power couple energy is what this is. You speak your mind in your career, you speak your experience to other people. That's what you're meant to be known as or known for in your reputation. Now, with the Saturn over here in the 10th house, this means that both of you guys were held off from this relationship until you achieved what you both wanted in your careers. That is also why your sun, which is the identity of the couple, is in Aries. You will always be known as individuals that happen to be in a couple and have a family. You will not lose your identity, which was very important to both of you guys. So you'll be known as pioneers and this Aries energy rules the first house, so known as a family. But then we have this Taurus at the end. This is wealthy people, people who are really into helping the planet. And this leads to the 11th house, your wishes, your dreams, your hopes, the soul tribe you belong to, your place in the collective, right? That is how you're going to earn your money, which means that likely you'll have something online that you're sharing, or there'll be a particular group of people that you are sharing a common cause with that you are vending to in some way, shape, or form. But with your Venus in 11th, this is a love match. This is a love that you both wished and dreamed for. You see how that Venus rules the second house, right? And Taurus rules the second house. What is that? Leo. That is that royalty I was talking about. This is a completion of other lives because this Leo, this royalty, sixth house. I'm sorry, fifth house. Fifth house was Scorpio for you guys. This was a relationship that was forbidden at some point, something that you didn't get to have in another life. And that is what you were sort of bringing a close to. Because, I mean, y'all did get together after that. But it's still like there was a sting. If you've never seen the movie The Butterfly Effect, I recommend it. Ashton Kutcher is in it. That's what you guys have been doing. It's like 51st dates. Y'all just keep trying to fix it over and over again. But that is because of this Gemini energy. So this Gemini in 11th means that you will also belong to a group of people who are great thinkers, great writers, great speakers, right? That's because of this 12th house, the final house here in your chart. 12th house is everything left over from the past life, everything that you still kind of had that was irritating you that you just can't leave the game without completing. And for you guys, it was grabbing your twin, the other part of yourself, and that's very important because Gemini rules the third house. That's what you're headed to. Mercury, I'm sorry, I said Mercury. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, which is ruled by the same thing as Gemini. So that's another sign that you guys are twins. Also, this soulmate, this Juno in third, soulmate markers, twin markers. Cancer in the 12th, that's karmic family, something left unfinished emotionally. So there's a lot you had to say and a lot that you wanted to share with each other that you did not get to. And that is the drive of the relationship, the push. Mars, which is this planet, rules Aries. So everything about you guys being individual or working so hard as individuals was so that you can be a better partner to each other in this life. So thank you so much for your patience. This was amazing. You heard me get winded a couple times because I was just so excited that you recognized something this powerful off top. So I hope this was worth the wait and it confirmed everything for you. And you can send her a copy and let her know the wait is over. You shine a light on everything she's been hiding. Thank you so much.